Hello, people. Welcome to welcome to another video game playthrough from yours by yours truly, Chad Marco. So today I am playing Resident Evil Outbreak. So this is obviously a PS2 game, and I'm not emulating it. I'm playing it on the PS2. So this will be my first. Well, actually, to be honest, I did a stream test of me playing PS2 with my new old capture card, and I did all the scenarios on stream. But this is the first official recorded playthrough of a PS2 game for my channel, at least playing actually on the PS2. Not like some PSN game classic or whatever like that. So I am playing this on PS2. I finally figured out how to capture PS2 footage, but I have to warn you that I'm still learning. Like there are certain issues, right, that I'm experiencing at the moment. First off, like the quality of the video is going to be limited because, and this has nothing to do with the capture card, but it's because old consoles tend to not look great on flat screens. And so there's like extra work you have to do to get it looking right. And I don't have like the extra equipment to do all that, but it looks good enough. It's solid, right? But it's not optimal. And also, for whatever reason, sometimes the video might just go out. I'm gonna just be real. And I found out the reason why that is because sometimes for whatever reason the aspect ratio changes while you're playing the game, and when it changes, the capture card loses the signal for about 3 or 4 seconds or so. So if you see no signal, that's because the aspect ratio changed for whatever reason while I was playing. But I'm going to iron out all of these issues over the future. We're going to figure all that out as we go along. I just hope you guys just bear with me because this is completely new for me. It took me a while even to get used to recording PS4 game playthroughs, and I've gotten that pretty much on lock. At least as far as like recording, streaming is still I'm limited because of my CPU power is low. But recording, I got that down packed damn near. But PS2 again, this is a new era. This is a new old era, and I'm just trying to get everybody up to speed and hope you guys can bear with me. The recording is probably not going to be perfect, and it's gonna be like, again, I'm mostly worried about like the signal going out, but that tends to only happen like rarely and for about 3 seconds or so. But I also notice when I play for a long time, it tends to happen more often. But again, that's mostly because of from what I understand, it's the changing of the aspect ratio or something like that. I'm still figuring this out, so let's get right into it, man. Enough of the boring details. So this is Resident Evil Outbreak. If you guys don't know, this game was made. This is a multiplayer online Resident Evil game. As you can see, you have single play, but also network play. So this was one of the few PS2 games where you could play online with other people. Now, obviously, those servers are down, but from what I understand, there's still a way to play the game. I think you have to play it on like emulator on PC, and then something. I don't know exactly how it works, but I did see footage of people playing this game online. Well, yeah, online with other people. So I hope one day I get to try it out, because as much as I like this game, I was never able to play it online with other people. Even though I had it when I was a teenager, I think by the time I got the game, the servers might have already been down, or I just didn't have like a high speed connection or something like that. So I never played it online, but I think the game is still solid. It's still a good game even without being able to play online. The issue is that because the game was designed with online play in mind. when you play single player, there are certain downsides and disadvantages because you're gonna have AI partners. But let me tell you, these AI partners are some of the dumbest. These I have never seen such stupid AI in my life. And so obviously you're gonna be at a distinct disadvantage because out of three players, you're the only human with two retarded AIs. And again, the game is balanced so that you have three people three people of reasonable level of intelligence playing together. But I learned that and just through playing and doing research that of course Capcom, they knew this, and so they made quite a few alterations between like single play and network play. Like I believe like enemies have like less HP when you play when you play single play. And there are certain things like, just for example, the AI partners are scripted to do certain how do I say it? They're scripted to like solve certain puzzles or find certain items for you. Like when you go to scenario 4, the AI is scripted to find the gold key or the silver key. I forgot which one, but there's a gold key and a silver key that you have to find, right? And it's scripted so that the AI partner, if they're still alive, that is, because they're retarded. It's scripted so that the AI partner is going to find one of the keys for you, so that when you meet up with them later, they'll already have the key, so you don't have to look for it. So Capcom did understand that they needed to make some alterations to make single player like fair compared to someone who be playing online. So and I have to give them a lot of credit for that. But I just want people to understand like how this game works before we get into it, because again, Outbreak is unique in that it was designed to be a multiplayer online Resident Evil experience, but of course you can still play it in single player mode. And but again, you guys are gonna see what I'm talking about. You guys are gonna see what I'm talking about. The AI is like really bad. Like, just for example, I was playing earlier and I was fighting a boss, and the AI, like, they didn't have any weapons, right? Yet they would just charge into the boss and do like this shoulder tackle that does almost no damage, and the boss is just beating the shit out of them. Like, it's stuff like that. They're just so dumb. But whatever. You gotta work around it. So Resident Evil Outbreak is split up into 5 scenarios. You could essentially say like it's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much when you first see it. Well, actually, you got to unlock them as you beat them. So you start off with just this one, Outbreak, and it doesn't seem like a lot. But one thing, let me tell you, I put a surprising amount of time into this game. This game has a lot of replayability. That right, like. And part of it is because you have like 8 different characters who are very unique from each other. Everything from like different vitality values, run speeds, unique abilities, personal items and shit. But also because when you play the game on like easy, normal, hard, or very hard, it significantly changes like how you play each scenario. So I like when I first played this, right, I played pretty much on normal exclusively. This go around, I've been playing on hard, and I'm not playing on hard for this playthrough. By the way, not for this one. I'll do that later. But playing on hard has like opened up a whole new interest in this game for me, because it's significantly more challenging. But I mean, you'll see like different enemy types. like puzzle solutions or solutions to make progress is more like convoluted or difficult. Like it's significant changes, and it's man, this game is. I really like this game. I'll just put it like that. But it's already been 10 minutes of me just gushing and trying to explain this game. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna go through the game on normal. We're gonna do all 5 scenarios. I'm going to use a different character for each scenario just to kind of give you a different look at. Just give you a different look at how each character is unique from each other. But yeah, these are the characters right here. You have Kevin, Mark, Jim, George, David, Alyssa, Yoko, and Cindy. Now this is like the special characters right here. Like as you collect points, you can unlock things in the collection in the collection menu, and then you can unlock like costumes, but also like NPC characters you can use. So all these like NPC characters, right, from the game. As you can see, like man 1, 2, 3, 4, doctor 1, 2, 3. But each NPC character that you can use, they're really just based on like all these characters, right? So they're not really that unique, because they're, again, it's like man 1 or like, for example, like fireman is really just Kevin, but with a right a different model. So you'll pick fireman, but he'll still sound like Kevin, and he'll have like Kevin's personal item abilities and whatnot. So that's how it works basically. But one thing that I figured out about the NPC characters is that they are kind of unique in that they have different, I believe they have different but similar vitality values. So I believe Bob is based on Mark, right? So he has basically what Mark has, but he might have a little bit less HP. And he'll start with, and another thing that's unique about the NPC characters is that they tend to start with an item already in their inventory, like a healing item or a ammo or something like that. So that's one thing that sets them apart, right? They're just based on these characters, but they sometimes they have different health values, and they might start with items already in their inventory. So that's kind of cool. So let me just do a quick rundown of these characters real quick. Now I know it seems like I'm taking a while to get into it, but I think it's kind of necessary because this is a very unique Resident Evil experience. And the first level isn't that long anyway, because I'm just so used to doing it, especially on normal. So this is gonna help pad out the episode a bit. But so Kevin is like, I wouldn't say the main character, but he's kind of considered to be like the alpha male, right? The alpha male of the cast. You could say he's like, if I had to say like 2 characters would kind of put in the forefront to be like the Chris and the Jill, I would say it's Kevin and Alyssa. You know, those are the 2 that are like on the front of the CD as well. And so Kevin, what's interesting about Kevin is that he used to be, or rather he's a police officer, as you can see, but he tried to become a member of STARS, but he failed the STARS entrance, the STARS entrance exam or test or something like that. So he was never able to become a member of STARS. And it's kind of interesting because if he did, he probably would have ended up dying at the mansion. But yeah, that's his backstory. He's basically a hotshot police officer who wanted to be a member of STARS, but he's good, but he just didn't quite make the cut, right? So I think that in of itself just makes him an interesting character, because I think the whole idea with the cast of Outbreak is just that you have like these relatively normal average people, or like maybe slightly above average enough to survive the outbreak, but not quite like Jill Valentine or Rebecca Chambers or Leon's and all. Well, actually, Leon is actually would probably fit like Leon before Resident Evil 4 would probably fit in here since he was like the rookie cop. But I digress. And I think like his backstory being that he was good, but not good enough to be a member of Stars, like that fits so well with the concept of like average everyday people trying to survive. Like this guy is just a part of the damn subway staff, right? Like that's what, like that just makes him fit in. Like, okay, he's a police officer, but like an above average police officer at best. And so Mark, he's a security guard, and his thing is he has the most vitality out of everybody in the game. Just for reference, Mark has 3,000 HP. That's the highest out of the main 8 characters. The character with the lowest HP is Yoko. I believe she has 1,200. Right? So it's a big gap between the lowest HP character and the character with the most HP. It's a big gap. And looking at the HP values, it kind of goes with the trend of Resident Evil for the trend of Resident Evil to make it so male characters generally have more HP than the female characters. Like the female character with the most HP is Alyssa with 2,000, and she only has more HP than one male character who is like Jim, who's an absolute annoying bastard, but whatever. But yeah, Mark, he has the most HP in the game. His run speed is very slow though. He's good with melee weapons, and I would say he's like my second favorite character. Alyssa is my favorite. I'd say Mark is my second favorite because I just like having that HP. And his personal item is a standard handgun, so you never have to carry like a standard handgun in your inventory. Kevin has the fastest run speed, by the way, and his HP is pretty high. I think it's like 2,300 or 2,400 or something. And his personal item is a handgun, but it's not a standard handgun, so he has his handgun has special ammo, so it's like you can't really depend on it the way Mark can depend on his handgun, right? And you know what, I think I'm not gonna go through every character, right? I'm gonna just kind of go through the character that I'm gonna use, and then right, because I think we're almost 20 minutes into it, and I'm just sitting here just nerding out over the game. That's all I've been doing is nerding out. So I'm gonna just, as I play the characters, I will explain what they can and cannot do. I think it's better that way. But I will say this before I move on. As far as like my favorite and least favorite characters, Alyssa is my absolute favorite character. Because she's like the strong female lead character, right? She's the closest thing to a Jill that you have in this game. And I love strong female characters in survival horror games. Mark is my second favorite because high HP, personal item being a standard handgun, and good with melee. Like just a great tanky character. I would say Cindy is number 3 because her Type C outfit, but also she starts off with a bunch of herbs in a herb kit, and she never has to like carry herbs in her main inventory slot, so that's cool. Number 4 would be Kevin. I would say 5 David, 6 Yoko, because Yoko has 8 inventory slots compared to everyone else's 4, right? I love space. And Jim and George, I just don't like them at all. George is boring, and I just don't like Jim's unique abilities. Like, it's all just whack to me, to be honest. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they also have a lone wolf mode that you can unlock by beating every scenario on hard. And that allows you to play through each scenario without the partner AIs, but believe it or not, that makes it more difficult because there is a use for the partner AI. And for the most part, that's as a pack mule. Because in this game, every character other than Yoko only has 4 inventory slots. You might have a personal item that doesn't take up an inventory slot, so that's cool, but other than Yoko, everyone only has 4 inventory slots. So even though the partner AI is retarded and dumb as hell, you can swap out items and make them hold. Oh shit. I forgot about this intro. But yeah, you can swap that guns. What kind of trigger is that? But yeah, you can swap out items or swap items with your partners. And so if you need extra space, then you can just make the partner AI, one of the partner characters, hold a particular item. But it's still risky because sometimes, like, again, they have a mind of their own, and the game even tells you that each character was designed to have a unique like AI that governs their behaviors in single play. Like, just for example, one thing I noticed about Jim is that he's a character. He will use a full heal item like first aid spray or a green and red mixed herb, even when he's just in yellow caution. Right? And I think that's because part of his personality is that he's a coward. So it makes sense that even when he's a little hurt, he'll be in a rush to heal himself. Because I've noticed him do that several times, where I'll give him like a first aid spray and he'll use it even though he's just in yellow caution. But David, on the other hand, I noticed, like, he'll wait till he damn near dead. And I've seen him sometimes, like, be limping and have a healing item and not use it. God, that's fucked up. Wow. I haven't watched this in a long time. I always skip this because I already seen it before. But damn, that's so crazy. But yeah, the partner AI, like, there is some interesting aspects to it as far as like how their AI works, because they're not all the same. Like, each character has different behaviors. But as far as like giving them items and stuff, it's risky because you might give them something and then like they'll just, like, sometimes they just run off and you don't know where they are. Sometimes they'll follow behind you for damn near the whole mission, you know? So it's kind of, I don't want to say it's random because a lot of it is scripted as far as like their behaviors, but I think it's one of those things like you got to kind of learn like scenario by scenario, difficulty by difficulty, character by character. Like, how are they going to respond in different situations? But for the most part, the partner AI is mainly useful for just like holding stuff. But as far as like offense, it's really negligible.
Hey, Bob, where's your mind at?
What?
I mean, don't get me wrong. You give them a gun, they will shoot, but I tend not to depend on them as far as like when I'm thinking about like offense, I don't even really consider my partner AI. To be honest, they will fight back, but they tend not to do so very efficiently. So,
Who is this guy? Damn it! He's unconscious.
so I think Bob is already infected.
What are you doing?
Oh shit. So here we go. It begins. Scenario 1, Outbreak Kevin. I noticed that Kevin didn't have gloves on in the movie that just played there. I mean the little scene that played there. But I'm sure he has gloves on when you actually use them. Oh yeah, my PS2 is kind of loud. I think something's like wrong with it. Yeah, gloves. I think something's wrong with it, but I'm not sure. So yeah, Kevin has the fastest run speed in the game. If you're doing a speed run, he's probably the best character to use, I would imagine. But then it's different things that could make it. Like I noticed with Carcinogen when he was doing his speed run, he used Jim for the final stage because Jim has a very abusable special ability where he can play dead. And so somehow, like that ability kind of negated the fact that his run speed is lower than someone like Kevin. So you can push these barrels to the door. I don't know how much of an effect that has on keeping them out of here.
What?
It's inevitable that they get in there eventually, though. But I think the idea is that when you push the barrels in front of the door, it slows them down and gives you more time to explore the lower area of the bar. Now I go into the men's bathroom because there's a handgun in here, if I recall correctly. I'm gonna go ahead and give Cindy this one. Yep. Now, even though Kevin already has a handgun, it's not a standard handgun, so regular bullets don't work for it. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that. Like basically, his handgun is a lot more powerful than the regular handgun, but the ammunition is rare.
Hey there.
So I'm gonna unlock this door. Now you can try to save. You can try to save that, like that old guy that fell off the stool by Mark, but he'll end up dying inevitably. So I'm not gonna waste my time. I would do it for the culture. I thought about it, but nah, it's pointless. By the time you get to the roof, he's gonna pretty much be dead. So you just like dragging him around for no reason. But the thing is, like part of this game is the event checklist, and what that is that okay, so this is them finally getting into the bar. So they will eventually get in regardless of what you do. Don't get it twisted, but I've always assumed that pushing the barrels there just slows them down. But anyway, there's an event checklist, and the goal is to try to 100% every scenario. And the event checklist is basically trying to see every possible event, and so you can do different things. You can do different things throughout a scenario to see different events. So if you choose to try to save that old guy, then you'll see the event where he commits suicide on the rooftop, right? And so even though you can't really save him, you still want to at least try so you can see the event to eventually get 100% event checklist. So that's one of the interesting things about the game is that there are different things in every scenario that you can do or not do, and but doing it will give you will show you just a different scene or something like that. Aim checking. Okay. I came in here because I believe there are bullets. Yeah. Nice. So Kevin has another. Oh, never mind. I like Kevin though. Kevin is a good. I would say he's a good. He's overall a good character. Like he's a character where you can't really go wrong, right? he's that kind of character, and it makes sense. He's like the Ryu. You can say he's the Ryu of the game, right? Where you can't really go wrong with him. Okay. You know, he's fast and he has a good amount of HP, which can be important, you know, as far as like survival. Man. And he's got some pretty good unique abilities. Like this, he can kick. Right, so when a zombie gets close to you, you can kind of kick him back. Like this. Boom! See? That shit is cool. And he has he can basically like make his shot stronger, at least with the handgun. But you have to like hold it. Like watch. See that? You see how he adjusts his aim? Like that.
Go away.
See? So you just hold it and he'll adjust his aim, and then when he's ready to fire, the next shot would be more powerful. But he can only do it with handguns. So but that's one of his unique abilities. Alyssa can do it too, but I don't think hers, like the damage increase on hers isn't as significant. But she has something similar where you just with a handgun she can hold her aim to get a more powerful shot. Okay, we're moving on.
Come on.
Sorry.
Somebody take this goddamn nail gun though. Oh, Cindy has the unique ammo too that I need for my gun. I didn't even realize there was any of that down there.
What?
Okay. Excuse me if I'm moving kind of fast too. I've played the hell out of this scenario, so it's like I know it like the back of my hand. I know I can't even pretend I can't even pretend to be concerned right now. I'll say this playthrough is gonna be smooth sailing up until about like scenario 3. Up until about that's when it kind of gets it's gonna get iffy. Okay, so I think this is like shotgun ammo right here. You do find a shotgun soon though. There's a first aid spray. I mean, I got so good at doing this particular scenario, like I can do it without getting hit. Don't hold me to it. I'm not trying to not get hit. That kind of makes it boring, really, because you can't like have fun and do like risky shit. But I know it so well. I've beaten it several times without getting touched. When you don't get hit, you get like an extra like 2,500 points. So I kept doing it so I could unlock like those expensive ass Type C sexy costumes that the girls have.
Come on. Yeah.
always remember to actually move the boxes after you activate the forklift. Sometimes I'll put the key in there and never raise the boxes, because you got to raise the boxes to get through here. Like, I'll climb all the way up and realize that I didn't put the boxes up,
Don't ask me.
and then I got to go back down all slow while the zombies are catching up.
Good.
Come on.
And you can communicate with the AI partners. You know, you got different commands like come on, go, wait. But the problem is they tend not to really listen to it, right? It's not like the kind of game where you can just tell them to do something and they'll do it. You know, as far as like exchanging items, that's like the one thing that's one of the few things you can always depend on them to do. If you want
I
something,
don't think so.
they'll give it to you. If you want them to take something, they'll take it. But if it's not valuable, they'll drop it. That's essentially how it works. I'm gonna give Cindy, but look, okay.
Oh my god.
I called Cindy, and I'm giving her the ammo. See, the thing is, if you present an item and both of the AI partners are around, the one that you don't want to get the item might just run up and get it. So if you want to make sure the right person gets the item, then you have to say their name first, Cindy, then present the item, and then that person will come get it. But if you just present it, then the wrong one might try to get it, or both of them will try to get it at the same time. But as far as like absolute control over the AI, there's not a lot of it. Oh shit, see, I got touched there. There goes my no damage playthrough.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, I fucked up. Get rid of this guy. There we go.
Let's just try to stay calm.
So one thing about this game is that it has respawning enemies, but it's like, it's kind of hard to explain because it's, generally speaking, you guys know I do not like respawning enemies, especially in a goddamn survival horror game where resources are limited.
What?
But I think in the context of this game, it makes sense because again, it's supposed to be played online, right? So enemies respawning somewhat is obviously going to give you a bit more of a challenge.
May I have it, pretty please?
This is it.
Oh god damn! Did I put it on? Like, was that? Is this really normal? How, what the hell? She got 14 of them damn things. This shit feel like easy. Have I been playing on hard that much? This shit, damn. 14 special bullets. What was I talking about? I forgot. Oh yeah, the enemies respawn, but it's not, again, it's hard to keep track of because the way it works is kind of strange and every scenario is different.
Please proceed to this checkpoint immediately.
Like,
If you do not leave the area
it
in
seems
time,
like,
we cannot guarantee
okay, I put it like this. It seems like in certain rooms and certain scenarios and certain areas of certain scenarios, you can kill an enemy or several enemies and they just won't come back, right? So you can clear areas, you can clear rooms, but then it also seems like there are certain areas where they'll just keep coming back, or certain points where they'll just keep, you know, but not like, the thing is, the way it's done is like, it's not done in a way to where it's annoying, you know? I popped the hell out of that damn bird. Yeah, it's not done in such a way where it's really where it gets on your where it gets on your nerves or bothers you. except in scenario 4. So, like, okay, scenario 4 is the worst one. Scenario 4 is the one with the most obvious like enemies respawning. And scenario 4 is my least favorite one, partially because of that. But you know, take this scenario for example, right? That the whole concept is that you're trying to escape the bar and you know this dangerous part of the city. So you're supposed to be constantly moving, right? It's not about clearing rooms and exploring really for the most part. I don't have to kill her. Because again, right now it's about just move, right? If something gets to your way, get it out the way. But the concept is just move. So, you know, like, as far as like in Jay's bar, right? I'm pretty sure enemies will probably just keep coming. But you're supposed to keep moving in the first. You're not supposed, right? You're not supposed to be in there just taking your time and looking around. You can. There are quite a few areas to look around at, but you know, the constant influx of enemies is meant to like deter you from taking your time too much.
We need all the help we can get. Now, move the police car over there to build a barricade. Go! And
the way it seems to me is like, if there is a particular area where enemies respawn, it's not like back to back, right? It's like time has to elapse a little bit. Like, especially like there are certain areas where, like, let's say you kill like 2 zombies in a particular area, and then you leave that area, but you got to come back later. When you come back later, it might be another zombie there, right? That's kind of how it works. But again, it's so all over the place. I swear, like it's hard to really get a grip on how the enemies really work overall. As far as like when you can actually clear a room and keep it cleared versus when enemies are going to be coming back. But I do know that in the 4th scenario, it's awful. It's really, that's when it's actually like annoying. It's legitimately annoying in the 4th scenario. But in every other scenario, it's really not an issue to me. There's a shotgun in this trunk, by the way. So right here, you got to create a barricade with the police cars. Now, if you didn't notice, when you're pushing the police cars, you have a ton of invincibility frames. So the zombies can't touch you when you're pushing it, and when you're coming out of the animation of pushing it. So you're very much safe when you're doing this. And then you have that NPC over there with the shotgun who will just blast anyone away. Look at him. And then your partners are helping too. One thing I have noticed as far as like the difference between playing on normal and hard, when you play on normal, the AI partners, they are stupid, right? It's stupid as hell, but you can work with them, right? You can give them guns and give them ammo and health and work with them and be a team. In hard, it's a lot more difficult to maintain that. I'm gonna just be real with you. It's significantly more difficult to try to make it work with him.
No.
So that cop, he's trying to shoot the gate down, or the door down with his shotgun. So you have to sit here and, you know, kill the zombies as they're trying to rush the area.
Hurry.
But again, like, this is a particular spot where enemies are just going to respawn, right? And it makes sense according to this particular challenge, right? and the fact that we're in the heart of the city where the zombie outbreak is happening. So you can't clear this area, right? Obviously. But that's what I mean when I say like it's all over the place as far as like whether or not you can clear a particular area. And I still don't fully understand it. I just know certain areas enemies will respawn, other areas they won't. If I was like more obsessed with this game, I'd try to figure it out. But I just kind of go with the flow. But this is probably one of the few times I say in a survival horror game I wasn't bothered by enemies respawning, except in scenario 4. That's where I think they legitimately overdid it in scenario 4. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. It won't seem as bad because we're playing on normal, but especially on hard, like it's, whew, god damn. Oh yeah, that cop probably ain't gonna make it, by the way. Spoiler alert. Okay. Okay, put that here. Come on, baby. And see, right now, the partner AIs don't look that bad. Like, you see them just dropping zombies, right? Even Cindy, the healer, the heal slut character is out here just dropping zombies. I gave her. But when you play on harder difficulties, you don't have as much ammunition. You don't have as many guns laying around. So that's when you really start to see the other side of the AI, or rather the limitations of the AI partners. When you don't have an abundance of ammunition and guns laying around to make sure like not only you have guns but they have guns and ammo, then it's a completely different story. Because when you're playing on like hard, which you gotta think, if you're playing this game online, more than likely you were playing on hard or very hard. And when you're playing on that difficulty, like that's when you really have to utilize each character's like particular abilities, right? As like Kevin's kick, for example. Like sometimes you might have to kick a zombie and run past him instead of trying to just drop him, right? But a NPC, I mean, the AI partner isn't gonna do that. They're not gonna be smart enough most of the time to do maneuvers like that. And here's another thing too. Here's a big one too. Now, one thing I noticed about the partner AI, they will attack enemies. They'll shoot them. They'll tackle them. They'll all that. But when the zombies fall, they don't attack them, right? And so that's a big limitation as far as like dealing with the partner AI, because like one thing that I do quite a bit of, if I have like a firearm and a melee weapon, I'll shoot a zombie down, and then, you know, just like classic Resident Evil, right? You shoot the zombie until they fall, but they're not dead, and so you finish them with the knife or a melee weapon, right? So I do that quite a bit, especially on hard. David is probably the best for that because he comes with a knife in his personal inventory. Or rather, in his personal item kit, which is like a tool kit. So he doesn't have to carry a melee weapon around. So you can have your gun, shoot enemies down, and then pull out his little pocket knife and stab them to death. But the partner AI, they don't do maneuvers like that. Damn, Cindy is balling. God damn, that is crazy. But yeah, they don't do stuff like that. So again, it's like, when you're playing on normal, it's all right, but on hard, it's a completely different story. Because now it's like, you know, you might not be able to afford to give them the ammo or a gun, but you can give them a knife or a pipe. But then it's like they're not hitting enemies when they're down. And what if you don't have room for the knife? Then you got to ask them for the knife. So you can kill the zombie while they're down. While you're trying to get the knife from them, the zombie done got up. You know, it's that type of shit. But on normal, it's not so bad. Once you, one thing I realized is that with this game, normal is more about just knowing the scenario. Once you know the scenario, you're good as far as like what to look out for and shit like that. But hard is legitimately hard. It's legitimately hard, and you have to really know how to utilize like the different abilities of the characters beyond just the basics of shooting zombies and shit. And then oh god, the hardest part is really just conservation of resources. On hard, don't get me wrong, I love playing on hard. Hard is very fun. It's a great challenge, but man, conserving resources is so important. Like resource management is crazy on hard, bro. I have no interest in playing this game on very hard, by the way. No interest whatsoever. Hard is hard enough.
Damn. Another barricade. As you can see, there are too many roadblocks. I'm afraid you'll have to get out and continue on foot.
But you guys know I'm a fan of Carcinogen, who is like known as the like king of Resident Evil speed runs and pretty much all types of like Resident Evil game playthroughs, whether it's a speed run, no damage runs and whatnot. He does it all. And he does like other survival horror games too, like Silent Hill and whatnot. But I was watching his speed run of this game, and he said something that I thought was like that spoke volumes. And he said that Resident Evil Outbreak is like the Dark Souls of Resident Evil speed runs. I was like, damn. And look, he's played damn near every Resident Evil game
Oh my god.
in the book. And for him to say something like that, I was like, wow. Like that says a lot. That really says a lot. The Dark Souls of Resident Evil speed runs. That's crazy. Dude,
Yes.
I can't believe this is normal though. I'm like, I didn't realize normal was like, look, we're dead. I get it. It's the first level and whatnot. Like right now, the whole concept at this part of the scenario is like, you know, everybody getting armed up for the final battle. Not the final, but the big confrontation with the horde that we have to blow up.
May I have it, pretty please?
Cindy, I'm about to hook you up with a shotgun, baby.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna take your handgun though
This is it.
and give you the shotgun ammo.
Yeah.
Y'all decked out. Y'all straight for real. Okay. That should be good enough.
Hey there!
I'm looking forward to the next scenario though, because this one is more of a. I like this one. This is a great scenario, but it's more about like constant movement, right? Just going from point A to point B. I mean, generally speaking, like that's how all scenarios are. But the second one really just feels more like a normal, slow-paced Resident Evil experience where you have to like take your time a bit more and explore. At least, you know, when you first play it and you don't know where everything is at. It kind of feels more like a standard Resident Evil experience. I would say scenario 2 and 3, 2, 3, and 5 feel like normal Resident Evil experiences. 1 is kind of like Resident Evil 3, right? Where the whole escape from the city,
Eric, what's taking
escape
so
from the
long?
city
Hurry
concept.
up.
4, I just hate. I really don't like that scenario.
Hurry! Hurry! This way! Okay, it's done!
Eric!
These guys are dumb. Like, how did you even let me get that close to begin with?
What should I do?
But you got to give them credit because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the bomb to put together in the first place. Oh yeah, there was a Magnum in the window sill there, by the way. That's why I felt so comfortable giving them all the shotguns and shit.
What now?
Isn't there anything useful?
Of course, when you play on hard, you don't get. They don't give you as many as much ammo and weapons to dish out to everybody. So, but that goes without saying. But yeah, Carcinogen said it's the Dark Souls of Resident Evil speedruns, and man, knowing this game, I believe him.
Oh my god.
I would never try to speed run it, but I see what he's saying.
Ahead.
See, I mean, right there, you see a stupid AI moment. She got a shotgun, but somehow she's still getting hit. Makes no sense. That makes no sense. Look at them. They both got shotguns, and really barely helped me out here. Oh yeah, look at the walk speed of some of these zombies, bro. Like these zombies can really catch up to your ass very quick, especially on harder difficulties. Oh my god, like really, it's kind of ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's like they made them as fast as they possibly can. Like, okay, imagine if somebody said, "Go as fast as you can without running or jogging." That's how fast, right? That's how fast the zombies can get sometimes. And then when you shoot them, it won't stun them or stop them. Which is fair because again, it's hard mode. But we're playing on normal, so we don't have to deal with a lot of that extra bullshit. Every now and then you will see like some of that hard bullshit pop up. Like things that you'll see a lot in hard, you'll see a little bit in normal, like that, like the zombies picking up the speed to ridiculous levels. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this playthrough so far. I mean, you know what? Playing this game made me realize
Everything started to go wrong from then. No. Maybe we just didn't realize things had been going wrong for a long time. Dead people wander the city in search of the living. Huh. When that becomes normal, I know that it's time to just give up.
Damn. I know that it's time. It's just kind of pessimistic, Kevin. Maybe that's why you didn't make it to stars.
Radioactive waste has been leaked throughout Raccoon City. In accordance
But
with US safety regulations,
going back to this
the city
game
has been placed under quarantine, and the army
has made me
been sent
realize
in to
I love this
investigate
game. I
and control
really
the
like this game. This is one of my favorite Resident Evil games. This is one of my favorite ones, and it's not. I wouldn't say it's like low key. Like people know about it, but it's kind of in this weird zone as far as like I say it's underappreciated for sure. It's an underappreciated Resident Evil game, and I think that where this game really excels at is replayability. So let's look at normal Kevin. So event completion rate. So that means that I saw like 38% of these special events. See, built barricade out of the barrels. See, I didn't have to do that. I could have avoided doing that, but I would never got that event there. Use the staff room key. Again, you don't have to use that staff room key. You could just bust the door down. It takes longer, but there you go. So that's, it's just part of what makes the game cool is like the different approaches you can take to completing the level. Also, you have these special items, which is like these items that you can't see them, like they don't sparkle in the environment, but if you happen to press X on it, you'll find it. And some of them are for unlocking costumes, so you have to actually find every part of a costume within the different levels to unlock it, then buy it, right? So it's like part of Kevin's special outfit or alternate outfit is a cowboy hat, I think. So you have to find the cowboy hat in one of the levels, and then find the rest of the piece of the outfit to unlock the costume, then buy it. But some of the special items are just like random Resident Evil related items with descriptions and shit. So that's what that is. Okay, so that was the first episode of Resident Evil Outbreak. Foul 1, there's actually a sequel, Foul 2. That game is kind of expensive. It's like, on average, it's anywhere from like $50 to $70, but I'm going to get it. I'm going to get that game for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we're going to do the next scenario next. So stay tuned.